Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining Lewis University's television network. Today is Thursday, April 20th, 2023. I'm Hannah Gasick.
And I'm Samara Martinez, and we begin with our top national and international stories.
Wednesday's detention hearing for the man accused of leaking classified information on social media was canceled, but the suspect, Jack Teixeira, did appear in court briefly to waive his right to a preliminary hearing. A judge is delaying arguments over Teixeira's detention at the request of both the prosecution and the defense. They say defense attorneys need more time to prepare. Prosecutors are expected to argue Teixeira should remain behind bars while he awaits trial. He's accused of posting sensitive information about Ukraine and other matters on a site called Discord. Teixeira has yet to enter a formal plea.
The family of Tyre Nichols is suing the city of Memphis over his death in January. The lawsuit filed Wednesday alleged wrongful death. It names the city of Memphis, its police department, the officers involved in the beating, and also lists Nichols' mother as the plaintiff. Video of the incident shows 5 police officers in Memphis Scorpion unit kicking and punching Nichols on January 7th. Nichols died in the hospital 3 days later. The officers involved now face criminal charges and their unit has been disbanded.
Tuesday's fire at a Beijing hospital has claimed at least 29 lives. Fire investigators blame the fire on a spark that ignited combustible paint in an area undergoing renovation. Fire officials say all but 3 of the victims were patients. According to state media, the fire broke out around 1 p.m. on Tuesday and was extinguished about half an hour later. At a press event on Wednesday, a Beijing official said the fire was caused by sparks generated during construction work, which ignited combustible paint on site. Hospital fires are rare in China, and after the tragedy in Beijing, 12 people have been detained on suspicion of gross negligence.
Police have arrested 2 teenagers in connection with the mass shootings at the Sweet 16 party in Dadeville, Alabama last weekend. Tyreek McCullen, 17, of Tuskegee, and Travis McCullen, 16, also of Tuskegee, were charged with 4 counts of reckless murder and arrested Tuesday evening. Several days after, 4 people were killed and 32 others injured at the celebration. Among those killed was the birthday girl's older brother, who was a gifted college-bound athlete. District Attorney Mike Segris says the 4 murder charges are just the tip of the iceberg, and more charges are pending. A motive hasn't been released, and law enforcement is still asking people who know anything to come forward.
SpaceX's Starship spacecraft successfully lifted off Thursday, but didn't get far. Starship, the most powerful rocket ever built, took off from the coast of South Texas and kicked off its historic first test flight. The Super Heavy rocket booster, which houses 33 engines, sent a massive boom across the coastal landscape as it fired to life. It then soared out over the Gulf of Mexico and exploded in midair. The spacecraft failed to separate from the rocket booster. Afterwards, SpaceX tweeted, quote, "With a test like this, success comes from what we learn, and today's test will help us improve Starship's reliability as SpaceX seeks to make life multiplanetary." SpaceX believes Starship could be the rocket that returns astronauts to the moon one day or even takes the first trip to Mars.
Up next, we will have our Lewis Spotlight.
We will be right back.
back and change it all. I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all. If I could go back, I would. But I can't.
For our Lewis Spotlight this week, we have Caitlin Munoz, who is the president of the Latin American Student Organization here at Lewis. So thank you so much for being here, Caitlin.
Of course, yep.
So I just wanted to start off, could you tell us a little bit about what LASO is?
Yeah, so LASO is the Latin American Student Organization. So obviously this is on Lewis campus, and we do follow all of the Lewis values and missions, as well as its values as a sanctified zone. But we also have our own mission, and in that we follow including diversity, and although we teach in Latin American contexts and in our culture, we do invite all people in all kinds of diversity. So we do have a lot of different kinds of people that attend. And in this kind of organization, we just have a lot of fun and interactive events that kind of engage everyone and give everyone somewhere to go on campus that is inviting and also educational in the Latinx context.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, my next kind of question was, what kind of events and activities does LASO put on?
Right, so we have a diversity of kind of activities. One that we started like in the beginning of the year was the LASO Olympics. So this is kind of like an Olympic style event where we did a bunch of Latino kind of games. So it was kind of like eating a jalapeno the fastest, chugging a jarrito. It was kind of just fun, cultural kind of items that kind of were involved in this. Other things we do is like coloring and conversation. So that was a recent event in which we had coloring pages that were like Frida Kahlo and people that were of Latino descent. But we also had conversations about something the main topic this time was machismo. And that was something that a lot of people experience in the Latino culture. And we're able to kind of have those conversations with all of our members. We have over probably 40 people every single time. And in these kind of events, we just have conversations, we color, we had Puerto Rican rice at this event. And other ones we have is like painting, and we do that for like Dia de los Muertos and kind of a bunch of very Latinx cultural events, but a lot of fun things too.
Yeah, wow, sounds very fun. And you're the president of the organization.
Yes.
So what are kind of your roles as the president?
Right, so as a president, then I'm kind of overseeing everything that has to do with LASO. So in this sense, I work with about 6 other people that are all my good friends and not only executive board members. So in all of this, I have people who help me decide things in context of money, in context of planning, in context of recruiting. So in this sense, then I work with everyone in that, and we all work together to create an atmosphere that's welcoming and inviting.
Oh, that sounds really great. And what's your favorite part about being a part of LASO?
Right, so my very favorite thing about LASO, what I noticed right away, I wasn't president all of the year, but this semester I became president. So something that I valued out of LASO was becoming a leader. So in this sense then, all my life I haven't been this way. So I haven't been outgoing. I wasn't always the person to speak. And at some point I was the quiet one. I was the one that in the room where I didn't have friends or I didn't have a voice. And I realized that in my life, it takes one person to tell you to step out of your comfort zone. And I had just at some point in my life, a teacher tell me, you can be a leader. Like, I know you can be. And it takes one person like that to kind of change your entire, perspective. And in that sense, then I use LASO in that same way. I love to make people who never see themselves going out of their comfort zone, get out of their comfort zone. So I love to just contact everyone, make sure that everyone has a place of, vocalizing what they want to be known. I make leaders, and I definitely bring out people on campus to just get out of their rooms and come do something fun on campus.
Wow, that's really great. Yeah, it's great to hear. And so I guess to kind of finish off, could you tell us how you can become involved with Lasso and how you get involved with it?
Right. It's a very, very simple process. A lot of people ask me, like, do I have to sign up? Do I have to? No, it's literally the easiest thing on campus. All you have to do, show up to an event and, contact any of the executive board members at the event. And we just kind of have, mark you there, and you're a Lasso member as long as you go to those kind of events. But people who do come more often, they do become the more consistent members that we do acknowledge at the end of the year in awards and gifts and all those kinds of things. So it's very simple.
That's so great, and thank you so much for sharing more information about Lasso with us. Really appreciate it and appreciate you coming on today.
Of course.
And when we come back, we will have your local news.
CEO Rochelle Desai for Anita Better Health of Illinois is partnering with laundromats in the state of Illinois to provide free laundry on Wednesdays. They're also providing free health screenings, food insecurity programs, and storytime reading for children. Laundry is first come, first serve, and only at these two locations, 1400 block of East 47th Street, Unit A in Kentwood neighborhood from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., and 7220 South Yates Boulevard in South Shore neighborhood from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Only 2 laundry cycles per family.
A video circulating online that appears to show a large group of young people grabbing, punching, and attacking a woman downtown has been seen more than 14 million times since it was posted by a local crime blog, CWB. The victims, a 22-year-old male and a 20-year-old female, were at the 100 block of North Wabash when a group of unknown offenders approached them. The offenders struck the victims several times and took their personal property. Both suffered blows that left them bloody and bruised. They were robbed of their mobile phones, an Apple Watch, and even their shoes. No one is in custody at this time. A Good Samaritan stopped to help them after trying to flag down a police car.
An Illinois family of 4 went missing over 2 months ago. Stephen, Monica, Aiden, and Nicholas Lutz have been found in Kuski County, Arizona. After discussing with the Arizona deputy, Newton Chief of Police found out the Lutz family, relocated to Arizona and had no plans of going back to Newton. Arizona deputy was able to locate the family with the automated license plate reader and help from the Arizona State Police. Authorities are proud to announce that the family is safe.
Illinois is one of several states joining a lawsuit against Google, alleging the company abused its dominance of online advertising. The lawsuit is in collaboration with the Department of Justice and 15 other states. The antitrust suit was initially filed in January. The complaint alleges that over the past 15 years, Google engaged in anti-competitive and exclusionary conduct that neutralized or eliminated competitors by pursuing acquisitions. Google has denied any wrongdoing and has asked a federal judge to dismiss the lawsuit.
Cook County Correctional Officer 44-year-old Richard Smith has been charged with misconduct and aggravated battery for beating an inmate for nearly 1 minute. Security footage shows a 24-year-old inmate and Smith interacting and then went to starting. The inmate tried defending himself with some punches. although Smith kneed him while throwing uppercuts. Multiple officers tried to break up the fight. Smith's bond is $50,000. He has been terminated from his position and the inmate is being treated.
When we return, we will have our entertainment news.
And later, we will have your weather and sports update.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all. If I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Production of the Alec Baldwin movie Rust is set to resume Thursday in Montana in 2021. Cinematographer Halleck Hutchins was killed in the prop gun shooting on the film's New Mexico set. The movie is to be completed as part of a settlement agreement between parties involved. Baldwin and armorer Hannah Gutierrez Reed are facing involuntary manslaughter charges. Baldwin has pleaded not guilty. An attorney for Gutierrez Reed has said she will also plead not guilty. Baldwin and director Joel Sousa, who was shot and injured in the shooting, are expected to return to finish the project, according to the Rust Movie Productions.
Actor Jamie Foxx is still in a Georgia hospital nearly a week after experiencing what his daughter called a medical complication. Foxx's daughter Corinne didn't provide any details about the health emergency on her social media post last week, other than writing that he was, quote, on his way to recovery. The actor was filming the Netflix movie Back in Action in Atlanta alongside Cameron Diaz in her long-awaited return to acting. A source has previously said that the medical incident didn't happen on set, nor did he need to be transported in an emergency vehicle. Meanwhile, a separate source close to production has previously said that filming is expected to wrap up this week, but did not say if Foxx is expected back on set.
Phantom of the Opera is taking its final bow after 35 years. Composer Andrew Lloyd Webber's iconic musical closed Sunday night. That makes Phantom of the Opera's Broadway's longest running production, which includes nearly 14,000 performances. The show returned after being closed during the pandemic, but its running cost approached $1 million a week. That meant it often wouldn't gross enough to offset those costs. New York City honored and thanked Webber last week with the key to the city. Webber said Broadway is the reason why so many people come to New York, and he's thankful to have been part of the community.
Netflix is shutting down its DVD rental business after a 25-year run this fall. The streaming giant will officially say goodbye to its DVD rental service and all of the red envelopes that made it possible. The company tweeted Tuesday that it will send out its last red envelope on September 29th. It has reportedly mailed out more than 5 billion DVD and Blu-ray rentals to subscribers across the U.S. since 1998. CEO Ted Sarandos issued a statement saying the shrinking DVD business made it increasingly difficult to provide the best service for its members. This decision to end DVD rentals, Sarandos said, will help Netflix maintain its quality and service and, quote, go out on a high note.
The TV series based on the fantasy romance novels Twilight is reportedly in early development at Lionsgate TV. Author Stephenie Meyer, who is expected to be involved in the series, published the first Twilight novel in 2005, followed by 3 more through 2008. More than 100 million copies of the books have been sold worldwide. They were adapted into a hugely popular 5-movie franchise that became known as the Twilight Saga. The movies combined went on to gross over $1 billion. No other details about how the books will be adapted for TV are available. Up next, we will have our weather forecast.
And then we will have your Lewis Sports Update. Stay with us.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Hi, and now for your 7-day forecast. So today has been thunderstorms, although it is warm with a high of 76, and we'll get a little cool tonight and drop to a low of 47. On Friday, we will see no more rain, just a little bit of sunshine and partly cloudy with a high of 66 and a low of 41. Going into the weekend now, we will still see some sunshine, although it will be a little cooler with a high of 48 on Saturday and on Sunday and a low of 36 for Saturday and Sunday as well. Now going into next Monday, we will see partly cloudy skies with a high of 52 and a low of 40. Tuesday will also be a little warmer with a high of 51 with sunshine and clouds in the sky and a low of 40. And Wednesday will be the same as Tuesday with a high of 50 with sunny and clouds in the sky. And next we will have your sports.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
The Lewis University men's lacrosse team came away with a 19-10 victory last Saturday on Senior Day as the Flyers defeated Quincy. In the first quarter, Lewis scored the first 5 goals of the contest to go up 5-0 early. Nate McLean started the scoring with a goal with 10:54 on the clock, and Evan Clement extended the lead out to 2-0 less than 2 minutes later. Second quarter featured Luke Schroeder scoring his 3rd goal of the contest, followed by Clement scoring his 2nd goal. Quincy tried to catch up to the Flyers, closing out the 3rd quarter with a goal, but Lewis kept their lead and dominated the 4th quarter with 3 beginning goals and a final score from Caden Fatzinger to give Lewis a 19-10 lead. Lewis will be back in action Saturday, April 22nd, as the Flyers travel to Maryville to take on the Saints at 3 p.m.
The Lewis University's baseball team defeated Trinity Christian 9-3 Wednesday, April 19th at Brennan Field in a non-conference contest. The Flyers opened the scoring in the bottom of the 1st inning when Tony Fletchenhauser hit a 3-run home run to center, scoring Kevin Berry and Michael Alt. Kane Kendrick made it a 4-0 lead in the 2nd with a single to right field, scoring Chris Medevic. The Trolls came back with 2 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning, but Lewis answered with 3 more runs in the bottom of the 4th. Alt made it 8-2 in the 6th inning with an RBI single that scored Hendrick, while Barry hit a home run in the 7th to make it 9-2. Trinity Christian added a run in the 8th inning to make the score 9-3. Lewis returns to Great Lakes Valley's conference play when it travels to take on Drury with the first game Friday at 5 p.m.
The Lewis University women's tennis team picked up another Great Lakes Valley Conference win Friday, April 14th against Maryville as the Flyers defeated the Saints 5-2. The Flyers dominated in Maryville in their singles, with Casey Smith winning her last 2 sets and Anastasia Solenko winning the first 2. Grace Duflan played a close match, going 2-7 in the first set, but ultimately rising to the top and ending the match with a win of 7-6 in the second set and 7-5 in the final set. Lewis will be back in action Saturday, April 15th as the Flyers take on the University of Missouri St. Louis.
The Lewis University softball team swept its doubleheader against Great Lakes Valley Conference opponent Truman State on Wednesday, April 19th. The Flyers won the first game 3-0 and the second 2-0. The Flyers recorded 2 complete shutouts and did not issue a walk all afternoon. Game 1 featured Carrie Anderson recording her 3rd home run of the season with a solo shot to left to make it 1-0, later doubling the lead in the 7th inning after grounding out, scoring Sarah Serena. Kristen Graham and Allie Wandersack shined in the second game, with Graham starting the scoring in the 5th inning after an RBI doubles, scoring Niles. Wandersack picked up the win after going 7 spotless frames, giving up 2 hits and striking out 6, giving Lewis a 2-0 victory in the second game. Lewis will be back in action Saturday, April 22nd in a GLVC doubleheader as the Flyers host Southwest Baptist starting at noon.
The Lewis University Athletics Department will be hosting its 43rd annual Flyer Athletics Fund golf outing on Friday, June 9th at Cog Hill Golf and Country Club. The Flyer Athletics Fund golf outing raises funds for Lewis Athletics and its 23 sports and 450 student athletes. There are numerous partnership opportunities as well. Each registration includes 18 holes of golf on course 1 or 3, cart, lunch and drinks on the course, and a Lewis Athletics gift. Following the golf, there will be a cocktail hour and awards presentation at the pavilion. Registration for the event is now open and features different pre-registration tiers to purchase.
And that's it for today's news. Today is a very sad day, as many of you know, and those who don't know, it is the last LUTN production of the semester for this year. And on our team, we have had multiple seniors, and we would like to bring those seniors out here. So our producer, Daisy Padilla, and technical director, Patrick Hennessy, if they could walk out here. And also alongside me is our very own senior, Hannah Gasick, and we just want to say thank you guys so much for being my co-anchor. If Daisy wants to walk out here, I was so honored to see you guys.
Oh my God.
Thank you so much. And
I feel like Miss America.
and Hannah and Patrick. Thank you so much for being a part of LUTN.
Thank you for hosting.
And I just want to say, guys, thank you again. And our little behind the scenes senior, we also have Grace Helber. So Grace, thank you for being a part of LUTN. And we'll take a quick picture before we go off. And thank you, everybody. Bye, guys. Have a great night.
Have a great night.